Hello guys, it's me, Red the Dinosaur, and today with kind of a different video, we're gonna do together the Road to Oahu Summit for the Crew 2. Be warned that I'm gonna use builds and setups that you probably won't have, and that will give you a substantial advantage, especially in some parts of the summit. So be warned about that. But anyways, with this out of the way, let's start. Okay, we start first with the slalom. We're gonna use the Hammer HX and the score breaker build on it. I mainly use this because the car is really stable, and at the same time a score breaker doubles my points, especially in these activities. So as you can see, I'm kind of just going super swiftly through this slalom. And also you're seeing that the score is getting quite higher at this point. So pretty much that's what you have to do. And yeah, and if you have score breaker, well, you have like at least 120 to 140 or even 155 points. That is the maximum. So that's what you get. So yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to this. Okay, time to do the Buoy Smashing with the Frauscher Demon, another one that is using the score breaker build. That again is really good for especially these points that you're gonna get doubled, and that will help you to get a really high score. So as I said, basically put the Frauscher Demon with this, and we started. And in this part, it's better that you don't take too much of a rush, especially if you're using like something like the Frauscher Demon or like a Powerboat. It's better that you just take it slowly and try to get as much points you can have. Don't rush things, because you will hit those red buoys that will break your combo, and it's very important that you still have your combo there, because that will actually multiply your points, and including that will stack up if you have the score breaker build. So it's better than you just take it easy, take as much points you can, and that's pretty much what you have to do. Okay, time for the kinda tricky one, an escape in downtown LA. Well, I will show you the route, but at the same time I will show you what I'm using Nitrochemist in this Bugatti Chiron 300 Plus. I'm gonna use the Motor Pass one, but I don't see any difference between the normal one or the Motor Pass one, so it is what it is. So this is the route. You should not just go straight forward, because that won't lead you to a nearby highway, and highways are very important for these escapes. So what you should do is just go and try to evade the point of the escape. Go the other way around, and then you gonna take the escape. Just turn to this place, and that's what you have to do. There is two routes. I'm gonna show you the main route, that is just go straight forward and gain as much speed you can. And after that, you're gonna go and try to go off-road just a bit to take the highway. Try to evade as much traffic you can. In my clip, I had my bits of problem with the traffic and was a bit awful, but if you're a good driver, you can evade traffic very well, and you just go straight forward. Try to get as much speed you can for the escape, and later on you just take a bit of a road to go to the highway and try to regain as much speed you can. It's very important that you also get you manage your nitro a lot. You don't go crazy with the nitro. Like, use it for if you crash into a car, and even that, if the crash is too hard, I will recommend you to just start all over again. But in a way that you can just keep some speed, you should try to use your nitro in that situation. But as much you can is just to win that top speed that you need. That's the important thing of this escape. So this is the other route that I have, is just going and take this turn, so you can go straight up to the highway. It could be a bit difficult, and I won't recommend you too much to use it, because you will lose a bit of a lot of speed, and try to regain it in a highway, and especially with all the traffic, it's gonna be quite difficult. So it's just an option that you can use, but I don't see too much of a difference between the score system between the main route that I use and the other route that I showed you. So it's that's pretty much when it comes to this escape. Could be a little bit tricky, especially if you're starting with the game. But don't worry, like if you're starting with the game, just try to use it more of a focus of winning as much points you can, because at the end of the day, the summit car is on bronze, so don't worry about that. Alright, time for the close events. We have drag race. I strongly recommend using the Corvette drag car. It's the best of the category. And also I'm using Nitro Chemist on this. Also pretty good for the car. So that's when you get 3 runs. Pretty easy stuff. It's basically you just need to warm your tires, and after that you need to have perfect shifts. Pretty easy stuff. Usually I use the boost of nitro almost at the end, so I can get a better result. But the difference can change, especially with tuning setups and builds and all that stuff. So I will just use that. I'm sorry, by the way, I didn't put the score here, but pretty much if you do this, you're gonna get a 120k score or even better. So that's pretty much when it comes to this. It's pretty easy stuff, nothing too complicated or nothing fancy about it. So that's pretty much when it comes to this. Okay, time for the live extreme event. That is basically the longest of the lot of the live summit events. My first pick, the Lancia Stratos GR4, that is proven to me that is a really good car, very grippy for rallycross and very fast as well, so it will do the job very well, just to get some distance between the NPCs and all that stuff, and also win a lot of time. You can pick any other car, like specifically for these live summit and summit extreme events that are here. The car pick can be sometimes very useful, but at the same time it's not as relevant. So pick any car that you want and that you feel more comfortable with. Like in my case, I picked the Stratos because, again, as I said, it's very grippy and in my style fits very well. In my second option, I picked the Countach QB 5000. And this thing is really fast. It's pretty much the #1 car for a street race that you should use now. Very fast. One more I can say, it's also very grippy as well. It's like the same as the Lancia. That you have to keep in mind that sometimes can be a bit rebellious in the terms of cornering, but a good tuning setup could actually fix that. There is many on YouTube that you can check out to tune your Countach. But is the car that pretty much you have to use. But in my case, it's not something I strongly recommend using the Countach. But at the same time, if you don't want to use it, it's fine. Again, if you are new to the game, use what you have. Don't use it when you use this time. When you do summits as a low-level player, try to use it more try to level up your icon level than actually getting the platinum. That's like an important thing that I want to say right now, especially if you are new to the game. Later on, we have the Saleen S1 GT4 Cup. That's my pick for touring car. Really fast car. Extremely well done in this category. Recently patched, and the patch actually made it way better. So this thing, it flies through the corners. Is extremely good in its job. And if you want to use it, go for it. It's an extremely good car. It's something that you should use, especially for touring car. So if you want to get it, go for it. And also if you want to use it on this section of the live stream event, is strongly recommended. But at the end, I picked the Bugatti Chiron 300 Plus. I decided to not pick the Motor Pass version, just for the sake of variety than anything else. Pretty good car. It's extremely fast on a straight line. A little bit rebellious in its cornering, but that's usually when you come from Bugattis, especially. So I'm not surprised that it can be that hard to drive in low speed sections. But overall, pretty good selection that I picked. That's like my selection, especially like is yours can change, and you can have better results or average results. It's up to the player mostly. So I have here like a 135. I didn't show the scores, but really good. Not bad at all. So yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to this live extreme event. Alright, time for the another event. This time is locked to one vehicle, is the Hummer H1 Life Savers or something. I don't really know. I just know that this car was a motor pass vehicle back then, and now is available for everyone, which is I really agree to that. Well, anyways, you need to basically make this race from the USST West in basically the less amount of time to basically be and prove that you can actually do this and actually have a really decent time without needing a nitrochemist or something like that. But that's what I did. Basically, this truck is not with that setup, and it's pretty much I mainly use this truck just for grinding parts and all that stuff, so it's basically left of what it is. So that's pretty much when it comes to this. And not too much to say about the H1. Well, it drives decent. It's your typical rally rate. Sure, it's not gonna be the Hummer HX or the Volkswagen Beetle Holdloom edition that they drive really well. But it's your typical box standard rally rate, and with the changes of cosmetical changes of the saving animals and all that stuff, all that equipment, and it is what it is. So that's pretty much when it comes to this. Just complete in a less amount of time, and yeah, you can get like 120, 125 in my case. Pretty good amount of time. It just depends of how much you know the track and all that stuff. So that's pretty much when it comes to this. Okay, another test. This time with unlocked vehicle, the reward that you will receive for bronze on this summit. That is this Mazda RX-3. Pretty actually, I had a lot of fun with this one because when it comes to a locked vehicle, and especially one that is not completely out of the box customized in terms of performance, is actually really fun. This car, even when it's a bit slow, you can actually, if you know the route very well, can have a lot of fun and actually get a really good result. In my case, I got like 120, 135, and I'm not sure about that, and I didn't record those. And the thing of this video is just to make an overview overall, not to actually show you how to complete it. There are better guys out there that do that job and do it very well. So in this case, I quite have a lot of fun with this, and man, I hope that it works it as a reward. So that's pretty much when I have to with this car, and yeah, let's move up to the other test. All right, going to basically the last parts of the activities of the summit. Now we have a powerboat race with the Frauscher Demon that I picked. This time I'm using again the nitrochemist set that I have for this boat. And overall, it's an easy race, something that you don't have to worry too much about big tricky corners and all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of boats of this game. Just saying, I don't like boats on this game at all. Sometimes they just I don't know how to say it, they just drive, or I don't know, whatever, pilot, I don't know, I'm not a boat expert, but they sometimes they have really weird physics, but in this time, at least the whole race wasn't that bad. You can complete it pretty quickly, especially if you know what you're doing. But again, I will actually suggest use like the Frauscher Demon or the Vector M40 or something like that. I don't know my boats, okay? I don't know them, so use something that is pretty agile, but at the same time is pretty fast. And at the same time, if you have the nitrochemist set in one of your boats, just put it right in one of those two, and there you go. but pretty much what it has to be. Just put another powerboat race, and you get like the reward that is basically parts for the powerboat. So there you go. So that's pretty much when it comes to this race. Quite the least exciting one, but you know, it is what it is. So last race of this summit is the special one. It's a forced vehicle one as well. So now you have to use the Bentley Mulliner Bacalar. Jesus, I can speak today. In this hypercar race, you're gonna say, okay, a street race with a street race vehicle in a hypercar race. This is they're gonna kick my ass. No, it's not actually. The leveling is actually pretty, I think, easy. So you can actually overtake them easily and just make your time. For me, especially, was pretty good because I used to do on this exact race, Hollywood is called. I actually used it for the time to grind parts for a hypercar before. Like that was a long time ago when I didn't knew about New York and all that stuff. And still, New York is a pretty long race that does it. But you know, that's another story for another day. But that's what you have to do. Well, with the Mulliner Bacalar, that was another car from a motor pass. I think it was season 2 or season 3, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. So you now have the chance to get those I think in a bundle that they are selling on the store. You can buy it with bucks. So you can get the Hummer and the Mulliner Bacalar. And pretty overall race. This car drives very well. Doesn't have anything special. You know, maybe because it's the Mulliner Bacalar, but that's pretty much when it comes to this. And that's pretty much when it comes to the whole thing overall. That's the whole summit. You can get a really good score. Right now I'm sitting in, I have 1,302,000. That's more than enough to actually get the platinum reward, that is all the set for the Mazda RX-3. Because as I said, the bronze in this time, the bronze reward is the car, is the Mazda RX-3. So for the platinum reward, I think is the vanities for the car. So it's not a big of a deal. Again, well, maybe it can be a bit bad for especially people that gets really competitive on the summits and wants to be like in top 100 or even top 5. So, you know, whatever. But in this case, I'm just another guy that just wants to enjoy the fucking game. I'm not expecting to win all the time. So, you know, for me, it's just another guy like the rest of people that just do this thing. So that's pretty much it for today. Thank you very much. And yeah, see you tomorrow with, I think it's going to be the Mazda Cosmo review for this game as well, for the Crew 2. Well, but that's pretty much it. So thank you very much and see you on the next one. Goodbye.